What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers, and they're out of Framingham, Massachusetts, and this is their Mosaic Bräu. So they're calling this one a hoppy lager. It's basically an India Pale Lager, aka an IPL. It comes in at 5.5% alcohol by volume, 30 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just over 2 weeks old. So I've talked about Jack's Abbey before on my channel, one of my favorite breweries. They produce nothing but lagers. They have a sister brewery called, what is it? Springdale or something like that, does ales and whatnot. But Jack's Abbey makes some of the best lagers in the US, in my opinion. Now, as far as their Bräu series, the last time I reviewed one from the series, it was their Citra Bräu, and it wasn't a series. I believe that was the only Bräu that they released at that point, and I think it was like a year and a half ago. But now they have an entire series of Bräu beers. Basically, what they are, single hop, dry hopped lagers. And they have a Nelson, a Galaxy, Mosaic, and Citra. And they actually released them in these mixed packs, mixed 12 packs. And I did not grab this out of a mixed 12 pack. This was a single, but I might pick up that mixed pack at some point because Citra Bräu was really good. And this one seems like it might be as well because there's Mosaic in it. Who doesn't like some Mosaic? Anyway, on the back here it says, cut through the haze to enjoy the full flavor of hops. Experience the mango, lemon, and earthy pine flavors of Mosaic hops in our traditional German-style lager Prost. So, yeah, can't wait to get in this one. Like I said, Citra Bräu was really good. I know they released the Galaxy Bräu, I think, by itself, but then I saw the mix pack and it had Nelson in it. So, I mean, Galaxy, Citra, Mosaic, everybody loves those hops, but Nelson, some people love it, some people not huge fans. I like it, so I want to try that one at some point for sure. But yeah, this is going to pour out like a lager. I feel like the base of these, it just says German-style lager. I feel like they're Pilsners. I think in the Citra review, I said it was basically a dry hop Pilsner. I feel like that's what it is, but whatever. They just say dry hop lager, who cares? Anyway, so this has a nice clarity to it, but there's a little bit of haze. It's definitely unfiltered, a little bit of haze. Has this like bright, I don't know how it's gonna come off on camera, but this bright yellow color. It almost looks just like, just like your typical lager, but like a lot lighter, I think. It had about a finger of this bright white, soap sudsy looking head, but now that is dissipating to a thin film. That's weird. But yeah, anyway, let's get a nose. Yeah, Mosaic through and through. Mango, yes. Lemon, definitely. There's like an orange, there's big citrus characters here, but I'm also getting like this nice stone fruit vibe to it, like a peach and an apricot, in addition to the mango. Oh yeah, it's super fresh. Like I said, just over 2 weeks old. It smells like it. And then the base, this nice crackery, bready type of like Pilsner almost base to it. It smells like it's gonna be super fresh. My mouth's watering. I was gonna go in for a sip. Holy shit. That's how much I wanted to drink, so I was just gonna go a little bit more aroma. Yeah, the lemon's a little bit more pronounced. Now, they said pine. I'm not getting like a huge like resinous pine or like piney character in general. I'm getting like this nice dank component to the beer. Almost like a an herbaceous type of tone, but like almost like garlic onion kind of dankness. Like one of those big, like super dank, vibrant, like double IPAs where it's almost like, raw onion and garlic. It's not that big, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely there. Yeah, this smells really fucking good and super complex for something that's 5.5%. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. That's fucking really nice. Ooh. Has a nice bitterness on the back end too. I cannot believe how like dank and herbaceous the finish of this one is, or the back of the palate. Wow. Body in this one was like higher side of light, lower side of medium body. It has a slight watery note to it. It's 5.5%. It's it's basically a Pilsner or a lager, whatever you want to say, Pilsner or lager. But I mean, it's a lager. So I'm not expecting a huge body, but maybe a little bit thinner than I anticipated. Probably appropriate for what they're going for. Mouthfeel super crisp, quite clean too. Like I'm talking about that herbaceous, like dank onion thing on the back end, but it finishes relatively clean. That only hangs around for like a second or two, and then there's like a nice mild to moderate bitterness on the back of the palate. Quite dry, actually. One more sip, and then we'll talk about the flavors. So right from that mango, peach, apricot, stone fruit hit, and it intertwines with this beautiful citrus component, and it's more of a lemon lime type of vibe. They say lemon lime, and a little bit of like a sweeter orange. And then there's like a pithiness that hits right after that. So it's like stone fruits, juicy, fresh citrus, and then like the rind or like the pith of those citrus fruits right after. Mid palate's where that, again, there's an herbaceous dankness to this one. There's a garlic onion vibe. It's real dank mid palate. Like, it surprises me for something like this how dank it is. And then it finishes with that dankness, but then a little bit of like a residual malt sweetness kind of carries underneath. Now, this beer is not that sweet, honestly. There's an underlying malt presence, like a crackery, bready malt base that it's just kind of with you throughout the entire palate. But it's not too sweet. But on the back end, the sweetness hits, but it mixes in with that garlic onion kind of thing and just kind of dissipates, and just they kind of fight off one another, and there's nothing after that. This is moderately, I said mild to moderately bitter. I would say more approaching moderate. There's a nice bitterness on the back end. Semi-dry to full-on dry finish. Like I said, there's a little bit of that residual sweetness, but it's fought off by the dankness, by the dryness. 5.5%, can't tell. This is nice. Do I like it as much as the Citra Bräu? I don't think so. I think I liked the Citra a little bit more than this. I want to say I gave that a 4 out of 5. I really like the uniqueness to this one. I don't think I've ever had a lager that had that intense, like, dankness to it. It's rare I get the onion garlic kind of dankness, and a lot of people out there be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Onion garlic? That sounds gross. A lot of you out there who've had it before in IPAs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not off-putting. It's hard to explain to someone who's never gotten that in an IPA or any kind of hop forward beer where you say garlic and onion and kind of dank. It's not like biting into a piece of garlic or a fucking onion or something, or like a clove of garlic. It's just, it has like nuances of what that smells and tastes like in the beer. Kind of like when people, like I'm sitting here and saying I taste mango and peach and apricot. It doesn't taste exactly like those fruits. It tastes like those fruits, but in beer form. And shout out to Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews, good friend of mine, fellow beer tuber. He always says that about the fruit. Like if you know, you drink a lot of beers that have like a pineapple presence in them, it's not like actually eating a pineapple. It's nuances of a pineapple, but in the hops of the beer. So the garlic onion thing is weird in terms of a lager. I don't think I've ever had that in a lager, and if I have, I don't remember. But it's really cool, but I don't think it works as well as if this was a big fucking like 7-8% IPA or something. I think the hop characters be a little bit more subtle in this, if that makes any sense. I want it to kind of work better with the malt base, be a little bit more balanced, and I would like that be toned down a bit, but it's still pretty good. So my fucking stupid palate, as usual, detects something that probably no one else will detect in this beer. But that said, I think this is pretty damn solid. So I have no problem giving Mosaic Bräu from Jack's Abbey a low 4 out of 5 and go 3.9 out of 5. I'm just going to give it right under the Citra because I like this almost as much as the Citra, but not quite as much. And I think I give the Citra a 4 out of 5, so I can't go much higher than 3.9. I think that's just kind of where this lands for me. I think it's pretty damn good. And yeah, Another Bräu from them in the books. Like I said, I'm going to try the Nelson and Galaxy at some point if I can find them relatively fresh. This, again, just over 2 weeks old. I think I reviewed the Citra around 3 weeks, so pretty damn fresh when I got my hands on them, and yeah, pretty damn good beer. So price and availability. Availability wherever you see Jack's Abbey. I know they get distro pretty much through the Northeast. Definitely here in Western New York. If we've gotten Jack's Abbey for like 5 years now. Maybe even not. Maybe it's been like 6 or 7 actually at this point. 2020. Yeah, I think it's been like 6 years since we started getting their stuff. And yeah, they just make good lagers. They just make fucking real good lagers. So yeah, price point, I think this was $11.99 a 4-pack. So you're talking $3 a can. Yeah, for something like this, I think that's a pretty good deal. I'd easily pay $12 for a 4-pack of any of their Bräu beers that I've had before, even the Bräu beers I haven't had before. I think, again, Jack's Abbey's quality, and $12 for 4-pack's not going to break the bank, so pretty damn good value. So anyway, if anybody has had this one before or any of the Bräu beers, let me know what you think about it. I think it's pretty damn good. I just wish that dankness, even though I enjoy it, and I like the uniqueness from a lager perspective, wish it's a little bit toned down, and there's a tad bit more sweetness, and I think this would be probably better than the Citra Bräu, but it's not. So whatever. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one. Cheers.